Alright, check it out, guys. This is the Wraith that I broke a while ago, and as you can see, there's broken arm wires coming out. The motor's actually here. All good motors in this. But my shell, which is an Omega shell, has the board in it, has motors in it. So all we got to do is a propeller and leg swap, which is really easy. So the propellers, I've done the work, so I didn't bore you to death. They have a screw on the side of it. All you have to do is unthread it out, lightly pull up on the shaft, which these are your shafts here. And then to put them on, all you're going to do is you're going to match them up with that hole, and then you're going to thread in. Very simple. And the landing gear, see the two shiny spots in there? Those are screws. They stick out, they go in pegs. The pegs are right there. So they don't go in pegs. There are pegs that go into the bottom of the drone, and the holes are right there that you will put them in. Very simple to do a leg swap, propeller swap, and then that'll be fixed. I'm also going to pop this open, and I might actually pop this open after I've popped this open, just show you what the inside of this looks like, and maybe extend the antenna on it, because I did find this had a little bit of range issues, and that's why I've crashed it, and that's why I crashed it and messed up the camera that I never got a fair shake on. And if you could see, guys, back here, I have the propellers lined up exactly the way they're going to go on. So the way this reads, Wraith or Omega in front, that one is going to go here, that one is going to go here, the black one's going to go here, the black one's going to go here, but obviously on the new shell, and the landing gear doesn't matter. Okay, so to pop the shell off, what you're going to do is you're going to remove screws. You have one here in a hole, there is a hole right here, and there's a hole one on the opposite side of this. These ones you could probably leave in if you could get them out good. If not, when you turn it upside down, they will fall out, so make sure you're working on a clean work area. These ones at the end you could definitely pull out. Grab yourself a magnet and just stick them on so you don't lose them, so they don't roll over. And if these ones do pop out, this one and this one, just stick them to the magnet. And we're going to go ahead and pop this open. I'll show you what this looks like on the inside then. Okay, guys, that's the upper part of the shell, which has nothing in it, so that'll pop off. You can just put it over there. You don't have to worry about nothing. This here is the inside of it. Don't be afraid of this. If you are watching this because you need to change a motor, all you have to do is unscrew that, follow the wires to the board, and then just unplug it. That little thing, you just pull up. Your new motor has that piece on it. So you put the new motor in exactly like this, screw it in, run the wires down the arm, then just plug it into the board right there. It's really cool. Plug and play. This is very simple drone to work on. It's 2, 4, 8. It's 8 screws to get into here. 2 screws to take the motor off, and then pop it in the board. Really quickly, if you see this wire here, this clearish colored wire, that's your antenna. It's not much of an antenna, is it? So I'm going to probably pop that one open quickly and extend the antenna on it out of the body, and that should actually give it a little bit better range, and we might do a controller mod as well. Okay, check it out, guys. I decided against doing an inside mod of the antenna, so we're actually going to pop this open and just kind of extend the wire. We're going to remove that, and I believe there's one here and one there. So we're going to remove the screws. We're going to pop this open carefully because there is going to be a wire attached to this that is attached to the front of the board, and you don't want to split that, otherwise you won't have any connection. Okay, guys, there's a total of 8 screws. I wasn't able to get this open yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Where's the other 2? The other 2 are right above here, so they're still in there. We're going to pop that open, then we'll get it open. Alright, guys, that's the inside of it. In order to look at the board, you're going to have to remove screws. I don't have to do that, though, because I can see the antenna. The antenna is actually right here, right there. And when I pop this open, there was only one thing that fell off of it, and that was that. That's what they want you to believe is an antenna. But if you look in there, there ain't nothing in there. It's just a piece of plastic. So we're actually going to run wire off of, we're going to run wire off of that up through there, and I don't know, maybe we'll use this and drill a hole through it and run the wire out of it. I don't know, we'll see. There is a way to make a better antenna using a wireless router, which I've done with other ones, and that's basically attaching the wireless router wire to that or directly soldering it to the board and then having it run out of here. That's a better way to do it, but we're not really going for optimal range here. We're just trying to increase it just a little bit. Okay, guys, there is your antenna. As you can see, it is not one solid wire. It's actually basically like speaker wire. It's not even copper. It's the silverish type wire. And all I did, I heated it with that and then let it cool for 2 seconds and then just grabbed and split upwards, and I was able to get the coating off it. Then we're going to splice wire onto that, and then we're going to run it up. And this is the wire that I'm going to be using. I'm using a dual wire just because I can and because I have it. And I mean, it'd be really simple to strip it all the way down and just use the copper wire. But there's copper wire, and then there's like the silverish type steel wire that's used in there. I think it'll work better. I don't know. I've never actually done it with two, but we'll see what happens. Alright, check it out. So that's what I'm left with now. You're not going to be able to see it. But up in there where the antenna was, I connected these two wires, I spliced them together, and then I ran it up through the fake antenna, so it's now a real antenna that you actually have wires coming out of, which I could have kept those enclosed, but it'll probably work better with them exposed, and I'm probably going to strip the tips of them and actually fray them like an old TV antenna. We're going to put this all back together, and then we'll get the legs, we'll get the propellers on that, and then bind it and see how it works. Obviously, we're not going to take it out for a range test today because it's snowing, but we definitely will get a range test on it. Again, this isn't really a proper way to do this. A router antenna, a wireless one, would be a better way. Soldering it to the board would be a better way. But if you don't have a soldering iron, if you want to do this quickly, this I think took me a whole half a minute to a minute to do after I had this popped open. Alright guys, landing gear's on. One tip putting these blades on. This shaft, it will move up and down, as you can see there, slightly. You need to put your finger underneath here and push up a little on that gear, that way it stays positioned, that way you can line up that little hole that's in there, you can see it, with the hole that's in the propeller. Alright, check it out. She's all together, and we are going to test that the blades work. So we're going to find the toggle switch here. Turn toggle on, we have power. You should be using a battery like this, not the one that came with it. The one that came with it isn't the right size. I don't know why the manufacturer gave you half the size battery as that. That's a 1200 mAh 7.4. That is what will work best for this and give you optimal flight time. Now we are going to turn this on if I can find the button here. Bam! Recognized it in a split second. I think that antenna is going to work out well. Throttle up. Throttle down, wait 2 seconds. Bam. Bam! Ready for liftoff. That's all that's to it, guys. These are really easy to work on. It's just screws. If you had to replace a motor, 2 screws, plug. If you had to switch the whole board over, it'd be really simple too. Pop open a shell, put the board in this. That's what I thought I was going to have to do, but this was preloaded. So now I no longer have a Wraith, I have an Omega, running off of a Wraith controller. So there you go. Wraith controller control the Omega. I'm sure the Omega controller will control the Wraith. If you have the white version, the white and red, they did have a white and red version of both of these. I'm sure the controller will work for both of them. I'm Jay Drone, guys, and I hope this helps somebody. Take care.